Hey, hey, and welcome back to the Very Intentional Mama channel. I've been having these powerful conversations with moms who are overcoming while raising their kids. They're building community after being burned, and they're learning to love themselves through things that they didn't ask for. And I had to share them with you. So, this is what the Healing Takes a Village is all about: real moms, real struggles, real hope. Check out today's conversation. All right. Thank you, Shayla, so much for joining me today. I'm super excited to hear what you've had to say because I listened to your presentation, and let's just say it was very fitting and very timely. But before we dive too deeply into that, I want to know, what kind of mom are you?
Okay, so I'm gonna be real. I don't know if you have seen those TikToks where it's like type A, type B, type C moms. Your girl
Hmm.
is a type C mom. And I'm really not even that sorry about it because it's just I feel like I have come to grips with not really caring about all of the pristine things, and I take each day as it comes. With four children, it's a lot.
Yeah.
A homeschooling of four children is a lot. So
Mm,
I'm okay with being type C.
I was gonna say homeschooling of four, on top of being an author, on top of being a businesswoman, on top of all the other titles and roles
Yes, girl.
that play in
Yes.
your life.
Hmm. Pretty much.
So yes, it is a lot to take in. There was something that really was like, I wanted to know the story behind it. And so it's why the junk drawer mom.
Oh my gosh. I get this question so much because it's such a unique name. Like, what in the world? So,
Hold up. Just wait 1 second, okay? I have to ask you something. Are you exhausted from doing everything alone? Have you been hurt by people and now you don't trust anyone? Are you repeating those same things that your parents did that you swore you would never do? Are you grieving something that the world just simply doesn't acknowledge? Are you living through your kids because you forgot who you are? If you said yes to any of these, you need to be at the Healing Takes a Village virtual summit. This summit is packed with real conversations just like the one that we're having right now, with women who understand, with practical tools, with a community that actually sees you. You no longer have to recreate the wheel and figure out everything yourself because your village is waiting for you. So go ahead and click the link in the description to register now. Trust me, this is going to be life changing. All right, let's get back to the conversation.
long story short, um, my husband and I, we moved to Canada back in, oh gosh, 2015.
Hmm.
And that was like my first time becoming a stay-at-home mom. And I was like, that was my dream. I always wanted to be a stay-at-home mom. And I got there and I said, "Oh, hold on now. This Lord, I don't know if this is what I was asking for." And
Right.
it really seemed like, fast forward. This is my third son was being born. We were still in Canada, and we went to a friend's house. They were home builders, and so they lived in the show home. And
Hmm.
we got there. They had four children, and I'm like, how do y'all keep this mug clean? Everything is white, like it was beautiful, it's gorgeous, all these things. So the wife was telling me, they get 24 hours notice to make sure that everything is clean when somebody comes to view the house. And so she was telling me about this one time where they didn't get 24 hours. A couple came in, they're like, oh, can we look around or whatever? And so I think she said they only had like an hour. And so they're
Hmm.
like stuffing everything wherever they could just to like get the countertops and stuff clean. And she said that the lady opened up one of those cabinets and like all this stuff came tumbling down. And she was like, I was so embarrassed, like it was terrible, like I just wanted to crawl into a closet. And that night, I was nursing my son, and the Lord spoke to me like, that is how so many women treat motherhood. That's how I was treating motherhood. We try to hide all of these things away, pretend like they don't exist, clean everything up on the outside for everyone else. Whole time, it's a mess in there. And the stuff has to come out. And 9 times out of 10, it's women that are going through the same thing as you, because the lady who opened the cabinet, she was like, oh, girl, don't worry about it. Like, we all have, junky things. And so it was just, I was really struggling in Canada because um, I was one of the only women of color there in the community that we were at. and I just felt like I didn't fit. I felt like I didn't belong, like nobody understood what I was going through. And so I wanted to be the person to open the drawer and to expose the things that I was struggling with, because I'm like, there's got to be someone else. I know that there's someone coming behind me that is likely experiencing the same thing as me, and I don't want them to feel the way that I felt. So that is, in a nutshell, the story.
That is beautiful.
Yeah.
And it is very touching because I know for me for a long time, like we didn't have people come over, and it was because of the simple fact I'm like, the house has to be extremely spotless to allow me to say anybody can come over. And then even when I would invite people over, it'd be like, sorry for the mess. And they're looking like
What mess?
this.
Yeah. Yes.
But I do believe that we often do that as moms, where society makes us feel as though we have to have everything in place, and we really don't.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. So are you still in Canada?
No, no, no. So we it was temporary. So we moved back to the States in um 2018. So we've been back for a while.
What was that transition like?
Going or coming back?
Both.
Well, as I mentioned, going there, my cousin was the sole breadwinner. He took a 50% pay cut for us to
Wow.
be there. And so we learned how to work on a budget, honey. At the time, we had to, and I was pregnant with our third when we moved. But we learned how to, live with less, how to be content with the things that we had. By the time we left, we had four kids, and we were in a two-bedroom apartment, two bedroom, 1,000 square foot apartment, and yeah, we were together. So, but I would say that Canada, we were in Saskatchewan, and it's actually a really beautiful place to live.
Yeah.
They're very much family oriented. Like things close at 7 o'clock. You were expected to be home with your family. So I really do feel like I was able to get a good foundation of like establishing our family life and routines and all of those things. Um, Moving back, we're in the DMV. Moving back to the States, you definitely get thrown right back into that, hustle bustle culture. Um, and there were a lot of things going on. My husband was, working, but also serving in ministry. And so was
Yeah.
I. Well, at least serving in ministry. So between having the four kids, he's the youth pastor, I'm the worship director, like, then starting our businesses and trying to do real estate. So you just find yourself slowly but surely being like spread out.
Yeah.
But this is home. We grew up here in the DMV. Like, I love it here. We're close to our family, which is nice. And so,
Mhm.
um, I would say the real transition was when we started pastoring.
Okay.
So we were at our previous church, and then we launched our own church in 2019. So we've been doing that for about 6 years. Um, that
Congratulations.
was that was quite a big transition, especially going through the pandemic and stuff. But we love it. Like, we love the season that we're in.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
So I know you said that like y'all coming back, y'all got kind of thrown it back into the hustle and bustle culture of America.
Mhm.
And so how do you think that plays into motherhood and how we often feel?
I think it's huge because we are, especially if you're on social media, you are bombarded with this expectation of what you should and or shouldn't be doing with yourself, how you need to look, how you need to act, how you need to dress, let alone like, oh, I've done all of these things for my children and we have these parties and they're in every sport imaginable. I'm like, how do y'all even find this stuff? Where are you going to look? Okay. But I think it's unfortunate that society pressures women to this unrealistic standard, especially if you are a working mom. Like, I'm not a working mom. I don't envy those who are working moms because it's just there's so much weight to
Yeah.
carry. So I like, if I were to encourage anyone, it would just to be, you know, really guard your heart, um, and be mindful of the things that you're consuming and how much attention you are paying to
Yeah.
strangers on the internet,
Mm,
for sure.
that
Mhm.
Very much. We get bombarded with a lot of information daily when we go on there. Um,
Yes.
so you have to know once it's getting to a point. There was another thing that, like, sorry to just pause right there, but it
Okay.
just made me think about something because I forgot where I found it at, but just seeing how, like, when we're on social media, 1 minute we're watching a video that makes us laugh, and then immediately it's like followed by this crime has happened in your neighborhood. And so, like, we're literally going through emotions within seconds. So,
Yes.
yeah,
Yeah.
just,
And your body doesn't know the difference between like fiction and reality. So
mm,
even though the things that we're watching, like let's just say it's a TV show or it's, something that's not real or someone that you don't know, your body still has the same response as if it were happening to you. So all of those stressors, it's like this psychological, mental, like hormonal reaction that I don't think many of us realize that we are having.
right. Oh, that makes so much sense. Now I can have a reason to tell people why I'm emotional with
Right.
TV shows and movies. I
Yeah.
get real connected with the characters, okay,
Yes.
guys?
Yes.
But yeah, that's just I just wonder, like, back before social media and things like that, like how moms handled everything, and like how they were able to like stay focused on what was going on in their family instead of, always having, the next thing on social media or the next thing on YouTube that has come out that, whatever the case may be, you have to do this now in order for your children to be like this, or you got to be this type of wife to make sure this happens in your relationship and all those things.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's tough. I don't think there's anything new under the sun. I mean, today it's social media. 50 years ago, it was the newspaper. It was, all these other, like, whatever form of indoctrination or exposure that people had. Like, that's what it was. Or if you take it 100 years back where they didn't have none of that, they can
It
see
was
down the road. That's where keeping up with the Joneses came from. Because they're looking at the next person down the street like, oh, y'all got all this. I need to do that too. So I think it's human. I think it's human nature to want to compare yourself to others and to find like your place in society. But
yeah.
ultimately, like that has to come from a knowing and understanding of your identity in Christ, and knowing that your satisfaction can only come from Him and not through acceptance, social acceptance, financial stability, or any of those other things.
Yes. Yes. I'm so glad that you made that point.
Mhm.
All right, so I want to dive just a teensy bit into your presentation for the Healing Takes a Village Summit, where the title alone, Breaking Free, just that part.
Yeah, that part.
Like, when I say I saw that part and I was like, wow, Lord, because it was confirmation of something that I had been speaking to him about. But what do you feel like you've had to break free from?
Oh Lord, what? It's a lot. I, as I mentioned, I think the biggest thing was feeling like I was alone. I was very much, okay, I am an introvert by nature. I
Yes.
don't like necessarily getting up and talking to people and like dude, that's why this is the very fact that I'm here. I know that it's God alone because this would not be my natural choice if I'm honest. But I do like because of that, I think I was consumed with how other people perceive me because I'm like I don't feel strong in this area. Like I don't want to be perceived as less than or uneducated or unqualified to be in the
Right.
positions that I'm in. And so I've had to really break free from that stronghold of like doubt
Mhm.
and realizing that it's not just because some people will say, oh, like, oh, you're so humble or whatever. When you refrain from being all that God has called you to be, that is not humility. It's actually pride in disguise
Mhm.
because you are diminishing the value that God has put in you. You're saying, "Oh no, like I'm okay. I don't need to do that stuff. I'm good where I am." That's
Ooh.
prideful. Like you can't just say, "Oh, like oh, I don't want to be in the forefront. I don't want to start that business. I don't want to, you know, like
Ouch.
spend all this time with my kids and, all of these things that we try to shy away from."
Mm,
Like when we don't put our trust in the Lord, it's pride. Whether it be because we're arrogant or whether it be because we're trying to stray away. So I've had to overcome that stronghold of comparing myself to others and I guess just yeah, the self-doubt, um and not valuing like my voice and what God has put in me. Child is
mm.
a mess.
Look, because
He
that's
be
the whole
gathering
word.
me all the way together.
You just stepping all of my
Yes. Yeah.
Ooh, and then you brought up a word that we've been also many me and other speakers have been speaking on, which is trust.
Mm,
And so there's so many things that we want from God, but our actions show that we don't really trust him to do the things that we want from him.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Yeah.
So,
There's
mhm.
a if you don't, can I share a Bible verse real quick?
Girl,
So
yes, please.
mine. Okay. Let me see if I can find it real quick. I think it's in Jeremiah. Jeremiah chapter 9. Um okay, yeah, verse 23 and verse 24. It
Okay.
says, "Thus says the Lord, let not the wise man boast in his wisdom, let
Mhm.
not the mighty man boast in his might, let not the rich man boast in his riches, but let him who boasts boast in this, that he understands and knows me, that I am the Lord who practices steadfast love, justice, and righteousness in the earth. For in these things I delight, declares the Lord." And I just like that's so interesting to me because the only thing that we should be able to boast in and to trust in
It's
with
God.
him is that we know him. It says that
Mhm.
he understands him and knows him, that he is the Lord who practices love, justice, and righteousness. It's like why not trust a God like that? Why not? There's no, like the riches, the what do you say? Not in his own wisdom, not in his own might,
Like,
power,
I
not
didn't
in his own riches,
shit.
but that we know and understand the Lord. That's crazy.
That's beautiful.
And I'm just like, we have to get to a place where, yeah, things might be going crazy. Yeah, circumstances, kids, spouses,
They doing all the things.
situationships, they are doing all the things. But can we boast in the fact that we understand and know the Lord and we trust that He is leading us and guiding us in the way that we should go?
Mm. And to just add to that point, he didn't say anything about you having to earn that.
Not a daggone thing.
Just understanding and knowing him.
Yep, that's it. It's freely given. It's
Oh,
free.
that's beautiful.
Yeah.
All right. Good girl, we're going to some Bible study. Oh,
All right.
but I just have one final question for you. And that question is, what does healing takes a village mean to you?
Oh my gosh, I think it's crucial. It is like this is actually one of the pillars of my, I don't know, what am I? My vision, my heart for just women and moms in general. I feel like it is crucial for us to have community. We were not designed to do life alone. I don't believe that you can truly fulfill the plan of God and um be as effective on your own. And when I think about a village, I think about Acts chapter 2, where the scriptures say that, everyone's need was supplied. They were breaking bread together. They were selling off their stuff and, they were preaching the gospel to each other and they're encouraging one another. Like, it's important not only for our spiritual life, but also for like our practical everyday life. Those two are not um, different, they are the same. And so when I think about healing, ooh, that's a heavy word. It is a really heavy word because, I think I believe that we need to heal from emotional trauma, from, our childhood, things that have not been addressed, things that we have suppressed so far down that only the Lord knows those intricacies of our heart and our soul. But when we surround ourselves with community, we can be spurred. I forget where the scripture is, but it talks about, it's one of the only times the Bible uses this term, but
Mhm.
essentially like it's a sharp like prod, a sharp poke from another person to spur you on. And
Mm.
that is what the body of Christ is supposed to do. That is what our relationships and our friendships are supposed to do. It might sting a little bit, but no one ever said that a friendship was supposed to, make you feel all roses and comfy wherever you are. That's part of it. But then you also have to accept the other side, that it might be a little difficult and you might have to hear things that you don't want to hear or that you don't want to address. And those are the places where the healing can come, that accountability, that the non judgmental spaces, the opportunities to cry with other sisters, to rejoice with other sisters. It's a beautiful picture of the heart of God and like how he uses the people around us to
Mm.
inspire us. So,
Mm. Very beautiful.
yeah.
Yes, so basically the healing is in the middle of the village. Whenever
Yes.
you actually get within that community,
Yeah.
that's where the true
Needs to
healing
be
can
healed.
truly take place.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Shayla, for joining us today. Guys, if you have not registered already, please go ahead and grab your tickets for the Healing Takes a Village Summit, where we are breaking up with these identities that have told us that we cannot break free from all those things. Whew, all those things from our past that are continuing to make us operate in a way that we don't have to anymore. Rebuilding with community and God, and being poured back into, because how can we pour from an empty cup? If you haven't registered, go ahead and click the link in the description and we will see you there. Bye.